Hey guys, I'm Kelsey Collins, and today I'm going to be giving you guys some first date tips. Also, if you watched my last video, I announced a giveaway, and if you entered by liking my last video, subscribing to my channel, and commenting below which item you liked best, then you are in this hat. So I'm going to draw a piece of paper out of this hat, and it's got everyone's name in it that entered the contest. And yeah, whoever's name is on this piece of paper, I will contact you in the next day or so and get you your new clothes. All right, and the winner is Sam Lee Luna, and you won the 90s bomber jacket. So I'll be contacting you within the next day or so, and I'll get you your new bomber jacket. So anyway, since Valentine's Day is right around the corner, I thought I would record a video that's sort of dating themed. And I'll just be giving you guys advice on first dates, like what to wear, what's normal, what you probably shouldn't do on a first date. And by no means am I claiming to be an expert on first dates, but I'm 23 and I have been on a few of them. I know that whenever I was younger, I used to search for videos like this all the time, so I'm really excited to make this video, and I hope that you guys get at least something out of it. So these tips aren't in any sort of order, like from most important to least important, but my first tip is do not ride in the same car. Especially if it's like a blind date, you obviously don't want to get kidnapped. And if you're not interested, you want to be able to leave whenever you feel like it. And if you didn't go in your own car, then you're basically stuck. Tip number 2, pizza dates are so cute, I think. I've actually been on 2 first dates where we went and got pizza, and I think this is a great idea because you learn to compromise on the first date. You have to agree on a topping that you both like, and I think that toppings are a great conversation starter. And you also learn something about what each other likes and what each other doesn't like. And by pizza date, I don't mean take your date to like Pizza Hut or something like that. Find like a cute local pizza place that maybe also serves beer or something if you're old enough to drink. Tip number 3, put your phone on silent and away in your bag or your pocket or whatever. Just don't have your phone out during your first date. There's nothing worse than going on a date with someone who cannot stay off their phone. Tip number 4, I do not recommend going to the movies for a first date because you can't really talk during a movie and you're not really getting to know each other, and that's kind of what a first date is for. Plus, you can get more creative than just going to the movies. My next tip is first dates are a lot like interviews. So before your first date, maybe take a minute to think about what your favorite movie is or your favorite band, because I can almost guarantee that a question like that is gonna come up in conversation. And I don't know about you guys, but when someone asks me a question like that on the spot, I always freeze up and I can't even remember what my favorite color is. Tip number 6. This one is really just my opinion, but I think that whoever plans the date is assumed to pay. Again, that's just sort of my opinion, but I think that that's fair. Tip number 7, if you're the one that's planning the date, then figure out what the other person likes and then maybe come up with an idea that incorporates their interests. Like if they are gamers, then take them somewhere where there's an arcade, or if they're into music, then maybe go somewhere where there's a band playing or something. But going out to eat is always a safe bet because everyone likes food. Tip number 8, as far as what to wear, maybe do your research on the place that you guys are going and figure out what's appropriate. That way you don't get to the place and feel uncomfortable because you're over or underdressed. But the most important thing is to dress in something that you are comfortable in and that you like yourself in. That way you can feel confident on your date. Tip number 9, the essentials. So I made a list of a few things that I think you should pack for your first date. I think you should have chapstick, a tampon, a method of payment, gum, maybe a hair tie, a jacket, and if you want to be extra prepared, a Tide to Go pen. Tip number 10, make sure that conversation is even. Don't talk too much about yourself and ask the other person questions about themselves that you actually want to know, not just questions that you know that everyone asks on a first date. Tip number 11, I think this one is extremely important, eye contact. I think that if you aren't making eye contact with the other person, you could be sending signals that maybe you're not interested in the conversation or in that person. And when you do make eye contact, it makes the other person feel a little more comfortable and maybe even a little closer to you. Tip number 12, be yourself. Don't pretend to like a band that you know nothing about just because you know the other person loves that band, because later on you're gonna look like a poser. And also you'll just feel more comfortable and relaxed if you're being 100% you. Tip number 13, if you run into someone that you know while you're on your date, I think it's totally awkward if you don't introduce your date to that person. So when introducing your date, I wouldn't suggest introducing them as your friend, especially not as your significant other. I honestly would avoid any type of label and just say, hey James, this is Catherine. Catherine, this is James. That way you avoid defining the relationship on the first date, because that could be extremely awkward. Tip number 14, make it one that they'll remember. Do something adventurous. For example, if you live somewhere like where I live right now, there are plenty of like watchtowers to climb or things to do outside. So just be creative and make it one they won't forget. Last but not least, my final tip is enjoy yourself. A lot of people, myself included, put a lot of stress and emphasis on the first date, and I just think that it's important to just have fun with it and remember that if this one sucks, there will be plenty better ones. So those were my first date tips, and I hope they were helpful. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Also, I post once a week, and my next video is more than likely gonna be Valentine's Day themed. So if you have any ideas for me, then comment below and let me know what kind of video you'd like me to make. Also, thank you to everybody who entered my giveaway. I was scared no one would enter it, but several of you did, and I really appreciate it. And I'm definitely gonna be doing another giveaway soon. So just keep watching my videos, and I'll probably do a room tour sometime soon, and you'll see that I've got a lot of neon lights, and I will probably give away one or two of those. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys again next week.